now you have experience driving forward and backwards and doing a couple of things in our motors block section. There's actually another driving block section, which is here, where it's called driving. And we can configure the motors pretty similar to the same way that we had just done with our left and right motors, except this one's a bit easier because it's already set up. So it already has my port B connected to the left motor and my right motor with port C, so I don't need to go ahead and label them. It's just all here, so I just have to drag one block over and connect it. And it even has the different tire configuration. So the NXT kit comes with a whole bunch of different tire sizes. So if you wanted precise turns and different things, you can go ahead and customly put in different measurements for your tires so that your NXT bot will make the proper turns. So this is a nice feature in Enchanting for that. So I'm going to go ahead and press OK. And now I have a whole bunch of different driving options, and it's less programming than what you have been doing before, so it does make this a bit more appealing, but there will be uses and needs with the motor, so don't think that you'll never use it, because you will, especially with different attachments and light attachments and arm attachments. But for regular driving, it might be a little bit easier to just use this drive type. So we can drive forward, we can drive backwards. We don't need to add two different blocks. This is going to be both my motors, so it's really nice that way. We can have a set distance that we want our motors to move for. In this case, it's 10 centimeters, so we can go ahead and change it easily. We can turn our motors. You can use the arrow key to turn the opposite way. You can set the degrees, the angle that you need your robot to turn. So if you needed it to turn a 45-degree angle, you can put that in there, or 90 degrees. Can turn 360 degrees. So it makes it a lot easier in that sense. You can arch the radius. So there's lots of different styles, and you can use acceleration, different speeds that you can set. So there's lots of different uses, and it makes it easier that you don't have to continuously put the left and the right motors. So it does make, when you're just programming the driving, I would recommend using the driving blocks, but it's good to practice with the motor blocks. So still pick which one you like, because they both do the same thing. So definitely work with what you're more comfortable with. So I'm going to go ahead and write a quick code program here. So I'll go to my control section, and I'm going to, while I'm here, get my exit block ready, because I'm going to be disconnecting my USB from my NXT bot. So I want to be able to turn it off. So when I run my program, and when that gray square is pressed, it will stop everything. So I want to be able to do that. A new block that we're going to be using is this repeat block. And it's different than the forever block, whereas in this case, the forever block will keep going forever until this is stopped, whereas in this case, it will only repeat whatever is inside to the number that I set it for. In this case, I only want it to repeat 3 times. So I'm going to go back to my driving block, and I would like my bot to have a certain speed. So I'm going to use the centimeters. So I'm going to set my driving speed. I want it to go kind of slow. So let's go 3. And let's drive forward. And I don't want it to fall off my table, so I'm only going to go about 3 centimeters. Not that far. And then it will stop, because it needs a second to do the next task that I would like. And then I would like it to turn around. So we'll go the opposite way, and we'll set it for the same distance. Now, if I was not using this, I could duplicate it 3 times, and it would do the same thing. But that's really long. and it doesn't look as nice. So when we're programming and coders in the real world, they don't want to write all of this code out. Shorter is better. And it definitely it's better for the computer too, because then it's not, you're not overworking it as much. So it will in turn go faster. So now the code that I have written, the program that I've created, is when my green flag is pressed, it's going to wait for these two commands. So it's either going to wait for me to press the orange button, and then if it presses the orange button, this will run, and it'll wait until I press that dark gray button, and then this will run. So when I press my orange button, it's going to set my speed to 3 centimeters. It's going to drive for 3 centimeters, stop, and then go the other way for 3 centimeters, and then it's going to go ahead and read this over again, and then over again one more time, and then it will stop. But in this case, I still want it to stop all, because if I don't, then I have to press both down, and sometimes when I want to go ahead and do another program right away, it could have a little glitch with Enchanting and the NXT bot. So like I said before, that's why I recommend having this small code there. So if I go ahead and I run my program, we get something like this. So go ahead, plug your NXT bot into your laptop, try out the driving blocks, configure it by just simply moving this block over and pressing OK, and you'll have a whole new set of blocks to work with. So go ahead, explore, check it out, and have some fun.